Welcome to Talking Giants, Cowboys preview, Week 17 preview. This episode means something. We win, the Eagles win, and we are NFC East champions, and we are in the playoffs. Win, and we're in. Also, Eagles win. I'm Bobby Skinner here with Justin Pennick. We're presented by John Boy Media. Justin, man, how you feeling, man? I got the playoff vibes going right now.
Bobby Skinner, Happy New Year. It's been a wonderful year talking Giants with you. We got one more game left. I know there's a lot on the line this game for many reasons, including reasons off the football field, and that's what a lot of people have been talking about this week. That's what a lot of people have been thinking about. But for one more game, Bobby, and it's not going to be until the end of next year, this year, 2021, that we are going to have Giants football again. So for one more Sunday, for one more game, suffer, enjoy whatever you typically do on Sunday to watch Giants football, because we are going to have an entire offseason to talk about all of the bad things that are happening with this team, and then also a lot of the hope that we have for this football team. We have an entire offseason to talk about it. We will have 8-9 months to talk about it. But for one more Sunday, just enjoy it. Root for the Giants like crazy, because our season lives do depend on it.
They do. You know who we depend on, Justin?
Ooh, great transition. I love this. Yes. Who do we depend on?
G-Man M. That's what his name is. G-Man M. James Skinner, my brother.
Wow.
I like to keep, I like to keep like life and work separate. So I kind of don't like him being in there, to be honest.
Well, he's a friend of the program. I met him, and he's a nice guy.
Yeah. Well, you don't know the real him. And
wow.
And my other brother's name is Jason, but that's not him, Jason Cole. Justin, who are these Mama Jammas?
Jason, James, and G-Man G went to patreon.com.
That's my sister's name, G-Man.
Wow, really? Oh, nice. Just
nope, Skinner. I'm not telling the listeners my sister's name.
Skinner family reunion on the Talking Giants first podcast of 2021. They went to patreon.com/talk. Whoa, that's not. Is that? Yes, that is what I meant. Patreon.com/talking Giants. Skinner family reunion all went to that website, and they pay $2 a month to watch us as we record all of our episodes. And we have nice talks pre and post show. And you also get access to a monthly shirt raffles 2 times a month, I believe. Patreon.com/Talking Giants. And they also get some nice magnets. Bobby sends you magnets in the mail. You are muted. First show of 2021, and you're muted. You're talking and you're muted.
It's because it's the day. My microphone's not lighting up, like it does at night. I was gonna say I've been slacking with the magnets, but because I didn't have stamps for a while, and I was trying to budget. But I went and got stamps the other day, and I sent like 15 magnets the other day, so they'll be there soon. Also, before we get into this preview, I know but this very well may be the last season episode of the year. It very well may be. So last year we took it to thank the listeners. I want to do that again. We're going to put out a YouTube video after the season, but I do sincerely want to say thank you to the listeners. Our numbers have grown so much compared to 2019. We've been hitting on new platforms, new people, making connections. It's been a really cool year for Talking Giants. Like, I don't just say that to say, like, it's been really cool to see this thing grow. And that's because our listeners are diehards, and they feel like they're one of us because they are one of us. Like, we try to include you guys in everything. So it's been really fun. And this is what I want to do. We don't ask for this much, please. Cause some of you may be diehard listeners, but you also like, hey, I don't want to listen to a Giants podcast in the off season. And I get that. Like the next episode you may listen to is, we signed somebody in free agency. I get that. Like, I'm not going to pretend I would listen to, a New Jersey Devils podcast in the off season. I'll probably just listen in season. I don't listen to either because I'm not that big of a hockey guy, but nonetheless, you catch my point. Please, if you have an iPhone, you know someone that has an iPhone, you're near them, you have an iPad, please leave us a 5-star rating and review on the Apple Podcast app. Please, that makes a huge difference. We don't ask you guys to do that a lot. We haven't asked you guys in like a month. Please, it really makes a big difference to us. And honestly, we're heading into, if this is the end, we're heading into a stretch where we're not going to get any reviews. Like you're not going to get reviews, season over until the draft. The draft is the next time you start getting reviews. So please, it takes you 10 seconds. Literally do it right now. Right now. I'm talking to you right now, Richard. Come on, little Richard. Freaking leave a rating and review. Leave a rating and review. It's the easiest thing you could do to support us. And I think it's one of the bigger things because it helps us be discovered more.
Yes.
So, but seriously, thank you. The listeners, you guys have been awesome. It's been fun this year. Having more and more of an audience has, like, even through losses, it's like, oh, we got our audience there that understands us. So it's been cool. It's been cool to see the thing grow. And I think 2021, like, it's going to grow even more and more, faster and faster.
Yep.
You know what they say, the more you grow, the more you grow.
Yeah. Thank you for being along with us throughout this entire way, because there have been some things that we had planned for 2020 that didn't happen. Some fun things because of the Corolla COVID-19, which affected everybody differently, but we didn't do some of the things that we wanted to do. Bobby was going to come up a little bit more to the East Coast. We would have done some other videos. We would have done some other podcasts, like live, where we're actually looking at each other. I think that would have been a cool experience. Bobby would have went to some Giants games. We would have did some stuff for training camp. We had some other things planned. So we're excited for 2021 too, going forward. So the more you support, 5-star ratings, reviews, that helps us grow even more. So thank you. Can't thank you enough. Your support means everything. Excited for another big year.
It does. And thank you for the guy who left the 1-star review, as in like a strategic, like looking for people to get 1-star. That being said, we only need one of those guys. To do that.
Yes, somebody left a 1-star review and left the 1-star review strategically to say, here is for the people that automatically go to the 1-star reviews to see what they say. And then he left a nice review. So Bobby said it's chess, not checkers, which that's exactly what it is. So that was great. Very smart and savvy if you're listening. So thank you for that. But we only need one of those.
And our 1-star reviews, there's no like 1-star review like where it's like, actually it's just like these guys suck. Like it's people that don't like us. There's really is no 1-star reviews of like they do that. Like there's no detailed. Now I wouldn't probably just encourage somebody to do that, but screw you. All right, let's get into the podcast. We got a playoff game.
Yeah.
We got a week 17 game to win. Let's get back focused. With all due respect to the listeners, let's focus on the Dallas Cowboys.
With all due respect
Justin,
to New Year's.
We played them in week 5. This team has changed since. I want to talk about our offense. One, Daniel Jones probably going to be limited again. I mean, he basically admitted that, which was kind of wild for someone who doesn't say anything to the media. Justin, man, this is a big game for Daniel Jones, regardless of what happens in Sunday Night Football. This is a big game. Playoffs on the line. Like, end this season on a high note, if you can. Do whatever is in your possibility to end the season on a high note. We talked about the Ravens game, although the stat book didn't look great, but he actually played really well and seemed like everyone else who watches all 22 thought the same. End this season on a high note against a defense that isn't good. Like, the Cowboys defense is not good. This game is not, this isn't the Baltimore Ravens, where, they're just out talented. They just outmatch you and basically every position group. This is a very winnable game against an undisciplined defense, and we'll talk about ways to do it. But this is a game, Daniel Jones, to me, he's got to play well and have, what we saw in 2019, have one of those 3 touchdown games. I know this offense kind of limits it, but we saw Jason Garrett get more aggressive this past week than he has all season by far. And that's coming off the heels of their most aggressive game that just happened to be under Freddie Kitchen. So I don't know if those are connected. Jason Garrett, I know, but also Jason Garrett, like, you're playing Dallas. You got a chance to keep Dallas at the playoffs. Like, you can't tell me that doesn't mean something to Jason Garrett. So, man, this to me has to be a big game for Daniel Jones.
This is the weakest opponent offensively and defensively that we have played since the Cincinnati Bengals. And since the first half of the season, Bobby, the games that the Giants have been expected to win, they've won. And the 2020 Giants don't deserve much credit for what they've done, winning 5 games against however many backup quarterbacks and against the bad NFC East. But the games that some of the Giants have expected to win, they have won. And this is a very not a weak opponent, but I think Dallas is getting a little bit too much credit for their 3-game winning streak. Yes, they've put up over 30 points the last 3 games, but the offense has only acquired and gained over 300 yards in one of them, and that was last week against Philadelphia. And the last 3 weeks, the defense has forced turnovers, 3 turnovers, 4 turnovers, and another 3 turnovers last week against Philadelphia. So they've benefited off of turnovers. Now, that's a good sign for the Cowboys that they are being a good enough team to benefit off of those turnovers and turn those into points. But are we thinking of this offense, and are we thinking of the Dallas Cowboys as a football team, as a unit that will absolutely light us on fire, and then Daniel Jones and the offense needs to keep up with that pace? I don't think so. That shouldn't be the expectation. And also, even amongst this winning streak, the defense has been allowing a lot of yards. So that is what still gives me hope. And this defense has not turned it around. They have not found their identity under Mike Nolan. If anything, they've gotten worse talent-wise because they've traded away talent. Aldon Smith isn't lighting the world on fire. I think Randy Gregory is a better football player than Aldon Smith right now. They have the same amount of quarterback hits, and Randy Gregory did some nice things against Philly last week. So, Bobby, I'm excited. I'm excited to see, especially what this Giants offense will do, because we've seen some great elite performances out of this Giants defense, but this Giants offense has an opportunity against a weak unit. I'm excited to see Andrew Thomas one more time, Andrew Thomas in an ever important game against 3 talented edge rushers. Randy Gregory, talented, had his issues. Aldon Smith, talented, had his issues. DeMarcus Lawrence is getting paid the big bucks. I'm excited to see this offense operate one more time and try to take advantage of a lackluster unit.
Yeah, and you mentioned Andrew Thomas, and we'll get into some of the takes I have on the Dallas defense. But in that Dallas game, that wasn't like Andrew Thomas wasn't embarrassed in that game. He had one really bad play that led to a strip sack. And even then, he was pushing the guy 10 yards back in the pocket that turned into a strip sack that was returned for a touchdown. But like overall, Thomas wasn't horrible in that game. But we saw him get embarrassed on Thursday night versus the Eagles. And then 2 weeks later against the Eagles, play extremely, extremely well against the same player. So he's shown to be able to grow, and against the same players, where instead of those same players like being able to work on him, he's been able to work on them, where he's like, I have this on you now. So I think he should be good. Now, and their defense is an undisciplined defense. It's similar to Seattle to me, although I think Seattle has a little more talent. Seattle overall is not great, but it's like they have guys like Jamal Adams, Bobby Wagner, where Dallas probably has more talent up on the D line. But they are undisciplined defense on all facets, in the pass, in the run. Their front seven can be lazy at times. Now, I don't expect them to be lazy in this game because it's do or die. But there's ways to attack an undisciplined defense, and this is what frustrated me about the way we played Seattle, even with Colt McCoy. How do you attack an undisciplined defense? You force them to make decisions. And I put out a tweet about this. Attack areas, and force them to make mistakes. So you have 2 routes working in the intermediate game. Well, guess what? They got to make a decision of who to cover. And if they cover both of those, we'll put a check down underneath. And then that's wide open. And it was there in the first Dallas game.
It was. Devonta Freeman was getting some check downs and yak.
So those kind of opportunities are there. Attack areas. They're undisciplined. You don't attack an undisciplined defense by trying to nickel and dime your way down the field. That plays into a defense like that's hands. And like we did versus Seattle. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this, but like we did versus Seattle, run those 3 tight end sets, because they are going to screw up their gap responsibilities in the run game. They're going to screw it up. They're going to make some good plays, but they're going to screw it up. And they're the worst run defense in the NFL. They let up 5 yards per carry. They give up 161 yards per game. And you remember how bad our run offense was in the beginning of the season?
This was the game that turned around our running off. And
it wasn't even spectacular. The first 4 games, 58 carries for 160 yards, 2.8 yards per carry for the Giants running backs. This game, 22 carries for 84 yards, 3.8 yards per carry. And we've gotten better since. This is kind of the game that propelled the run offense to get better, where before that it was like a record low.
I feel like this was the first game in which we started to put forward Caden Smith as a lead blocker.
It is. That's literally what it was. So against this undisciplined defense, put more bodies out there. They're going to screw up their gaps. They're not going to have guys in the right places. They're going to take chances and they're going to screw up. And that's going to lead to big plays in the run game. So commit to the run in this game and commit to doing it. Like, hey, they're going to just keep going. They're going to bust. They're going to bust. And we talk about big plays. You can have big plays in the run game. And this is the type of defense you can. They're a bad run defense, man. You could probably hear it in my voice. I'm like all jacked up like a juju bean right now. We can score a lot of points on this Dallas defense. We should score. Now, I know we scored 34 last time. One was on the pick six, so 27. But they took points off the board for us last time.
2 touchdowns.
We can put up points on this undisciplined Dallas defense. Was Sterling? I don't think was Sterling Shepard even back for that game?
I don't think so.
I don't think he was.
A lot of CJ Board that game.
Yeah. You got Sterling Shepard back. Darius Slayton. Well, I'm going to talk about Darius Slayton a little later. So there's a little hint. We've been giving it away every week. Probably not going to have Golden Tate, but Dante Pettis. He's a guy with some talent. He can have some big plays against an undisciplined defense. Take some shots to Dante Pettis. See what his speed can do. This is a game where our offense needs to put up points. We need to put up points because their offense, like you said, hasn't been great the last 3 games, but it has been a lot better.
Yes. Yeah, their offense has been a lot better, but also going back to the same point that I made a little while ago, this is the weakest Giants defense. This is the weakest Giants defense. This is the weakest team that the Giants defense has faced or Giants offense has faced since the Cincinnati Bengals game. And the same applies on both sides of the ball this game. Dallas is the weakest team that the Giants have played since after the bye week. And that applies on both sides of the ball. So, Bobby, can we talk about approaches to how we want approaches to how we want a game plan against the Cowboys offense? Because this is a game where I just want to say screw it. If Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup are going to go up and get maybe a jump ball like they did, because Andy Dalton was fearless when he came in that first game. I don't think it's fair to judge that second half when Andy Dalton came in week 5 because the team has changed. The game plans have changed. The offense has just changed so much. And the Giants are now preparing for Andy Dalton versus they were preparing for Dak Prescott the first time. But I'm at a point seeing how bad the Giants have gotten beat over the middle of the field the last few weeks. I want to be aggressive. I want to get Andy Dalton on the ground. Kyler Fackrell's back, which is big. I want to get Andy Dalton on the ground. I want to blitz him. I want to force him into mistakes. And I want to be aggressive. I would rather lose being aggressive versus lose being conservative and allowing a lot of yards after the catch. That's my approach this weekend.
Yeah. See, but we could put up points on offense this week. So that's why I'm be a little more conservative.
Stay within the game plan usually.
Yeah. And the fact that they're banged up in the O-line. Zach Martin's probably not going to play for them this week. So I'm actually kind of, don't get me wrong. Take chances. Take some chances. But I don't think this should be a all-out blitz game, and it won't be. But I actually think like you said, this is the worst offense we've played since Cincinnati, I guess.
Definitely since Cincinnati.
So yeah, I mean, play within the game. Yeah, Andy Dalton's going to get some checkdowns and stuff. But especially when they have the big play guys. I mean. And even in this 3 game, I mean, CeeDee Lamb, he has in these 3 games, 10 catches, 196, Gallup 11 for 170, Cooper 10 for 182. So they spread it around.
Yeah.
Dalton's been completing almost 9 yards per attempt. So overall, they haven't been crazy, but that's good. Zeke's been running the ball well. So I actually am hey, play this a little, play your game, Patrick Graham. Don't think because of what happened last week that you got to throw the whole playbook out. Because, I mean, as much as the defense we were kind of disappointed, the Ravens are a very unique and very good offense. I mean, they're the best rushing offense in the NFL, and it's not like our run defense just all of a sudden sucked. We shut down the Browns' run offense. What the Ravens do is very unique. They have a very unique player at quarterback. So I wouldn't want that Ravens game to we got to throw it away at what we're doing.
I think also we've been playing a lot of teams, and I'm trying to find this. Here it is. Let's see. Where are the Dallas Cowboys in the pre-snap motion ranks? Oh, look at that. Dallas Cowboys are actually below us. They utilize pre-snap motion less than we do. So we've been playing
Mike McCarthy.
We've been playing a lot of teams the Cardinals, the Ravens, the Cleveland Browns with Kevin Stefanski. Are you kidding me? Where those teams are very, very analytically driven. And what those teams do is they utilize pre-snap motion. They utilize motion at the snap, and that confuses defenses. And you heard defensive personnel. I think Blake Martinez even came out and said, we were not expecting the pre-snap motion that the Ravens threw at us. And that confused us before the snap, where your eyes are in the backfield. Eyes are looking at certain guys, and you're not following the ball. You're not following the lineman. You're not doing the things that you want to do. So hopefully pre-snap, our defense can read things a lot better. This is going to be the second time that they're seeing them this year. Hopefully that things can be a lot easier on our defense this game. So maybe I'm overreacting a little bit due to recency bias, but I think I would still rather see the Giants just be aggressive, try to put the quarterback on the ground this game, instead of allowing these very talented skill position players to just have their way with us. So,
yeah. But I mean, Bradbury shut down Amari in that first matchup.
Yep.
Darnay Holmes being back, which I think we'll see him back. Like, I think we're expecting Darnay Holmes to be back. Him on CeeDee Lamb. I mean, that was actually a pretty good matchup. And the difference is we got Isaac Edom playing instead of Ryan Lewis. And remember Ryan Lewis getting beat over the top that game, which was
CeeDee Lamb had a good game too, but I think they weren't playing. The only time where
they were hitting CeeDee Lamb over the middle, and it was Dak Prescott perfect throws.
Yeah.
Like that's how, I think I even had like Darnay Holmes as I can't remember, but like we were playing a good defense, but Dak was putting perfect throw. And remember, CD kept on getting lit up
as soon as he caught the ball.
Yeah, because it was just perfect throws in traffic
to
CeeDee Lamb. I don't expect Andy Dalton to be doing that. So
yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Let's win.
Yeah, man, let's freaking win. Let's win. I really am excited for this game. I'm just pumped, man. Like we have a chance. We have a chance to like this. We haven't had this feeling in a long time. This do or die feeling, and it's good. And Kyler Fackrell's back. No. Glad to have him back.
Yeah, we have all off season to talk about how bad the Nate Solder situation is. We're going to be getting trade Saquon questions all off season. We're going to be getting, wow, I can't believe they kept Gettleman. Wow, I can't believe they kept Garrett. Oh, what are we going to do at OC? We have all off season to talk all about that. So buckle in, stay with us. We will talk about it, but win this Sunday.
Win. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's take a break and welcome Danny King onto the program. All right, we welcome on. This will not be the last time we do this segment. It will not be the last time. We welcome on Danny King for weather and trivia. How you doing, Danny?
I'm doing good. Looking forward to a win on Sunday. And in major news, my weather map over here is actually going to be correct this week. It's the first time since I started doing it. It's going to be possible light rain at around kickoff with 40 degrees and feel like temperature 34 degrees. So it's going to be – no one's going to be miserable because there's going to be no fans there, but it looks like it's going to be raining for majority of the game. It says the precipitation goes up, the probability goes up as the night goes on, but who knows? It might be a rainy game a little bit here and there. But hey, good news, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are calling our game. That's fun. That's how important this game is. As ESPN goes off in the background, that's where we are. And then final trivia question of this. Oh, not the final trivia question. I'm going to have to find more trivia questions after this week. Who holds the most run? What do you mean I screwed up? When the Giants advance to the playoffs?
Yeah. Well, actually, I have a good trivia question for when we play the Bucks.
Oh, okay. I like that. We'll go with that.
The playoffs. It was a loss to the Giants in 2007.
What a trivia question. All right, who holds the most rushing yards in a single game against Dallas?
It's a great question.
We are not in the 60s, 70s, or 80s. None of those.
Otis Anderson.
Bobby, what is your guess?
I am just going to say Tiki Barber.
None of those are correct, unfortunately. It was Rodney Hampton in 1995. 34 carries for 187 yards against the Dallas Cowboys. Was the most rushing yards in a single game against the Dallas Cowboys. And now for my Zoom background change of the week, last week I made fun of Des Bryant because it's Des Bryant. Guys easy to make fun of, and then he scored a touchdown. Karma, karma doesn't exist. But this week, I want one thing more than anything. Besides a win, I want to see Jerry Jones crying. Can you see that? I want to see Jerry Jones upset in his press box. I want him to be sad as he watches his team lose and their hopes of the NFC East championship dies in MetLife Stadium. Because the last time the Cowboys lost in MetLife Stadium, it wasn't even to the Giants. It was to the New York freaking Jets. That's a problem.
That was last year. That was Leonard Williams' last game as a New York Jet.
That was. Look at that. What Justin's doing right now.
I'm doing my Jerry Jones impersonation.
Very good.
That's what I want to see on Sunday. Jerry Jones, sad.
Here, I'll do my Jerry Jones impersonation. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh God. No.
Bobby was about to make some.
Just kidding.
Some male anatomy references.
I'm going to Rudy Giuliani from Borat.
Also, this is what the YouTube crowd has done to us. We love the YouTube crowd, but the podcast crowd, that's our our loyals, our first, because we were first on the podcast app before YouTube. Bobby is currently wearing a Cheez-It head with a clear
I got cheese on my head, but don't call me a cheesehead.
Right. Sorry, my apologies. But with a clear Andy Reid face shield. And that's why he sounds muffled right now. So, Bobby,
how was the muffled? Can I talk over the microphone like this?
No, that's not great. How was the Cheez-It Bowl?
It was a great time. The Miami was down 21-0, and I was like, why did we come here? And then it became a very close game, and then Miami lost. But because of social distancing, our tickets were literally the very top row because we got literally the cheapest tickets, but we just moved down to the bottom, so it was cool.
That screenplay. Why did he run a screenplay on that fourth down call?
Cheez-Its. Oh, I don't know. That was so stupid. I don't understand. It's 4th and 9 and you run a screenplay. And then like 2 plays before that, there was just a beautiful pass down to the 10-yard line. Guy dropped it. Frustrating. Anyways. All right. Fantasy draft. So at week 17, because there's a 3-man rotation for the order. So what I did is last place myself. I got to pick where I pick. I'm picking 3rd. Danny, you are in 2nd place. You decided to pick 1st. Justin, you'll be picking 2nd. So I'm down by 99 points for the year. But I will say, I think I set the record for points last week. I don't think anybody else has put up a 50 burger. I had 50.6 points last week.
I don't think anyone else has put up a 50 burger. So congratulations, Talking Giants record.
I'm pretty confident. I'm the only person that's put up 50 points, even though I'm in last place. Danny, you have 505 points off a 31-point outing. You're 57 points behind Justin. And then Justin, unless we're in the playoffs, you basically wrap this thing up. You had 35 points last week. You're at 562. You'll be picking 2nd. So congratulations, Justin, but probably not because we're going to the playoffs.
Hey, I'm a Talking Giants Patreon champion of that fantasy league. I'm a John Boy Media champion of that league. I'm just really good at fantasy. Okay.
7th place in the Giants Podcasters League.
It's because I'm great friends with
football. You're 7th place. So
it's because I'm great friends with Snacks. That's why.
Don't give him too much credit. All right, let's do it. Danny, you had the first pick. Who are you going this week?
I'm gonna go Wayne Gallman. The Cowboys have the worst ranked run defense on Pro Football Reference. So, and the Eagles were doing a good job at opening holes against the Cowboys offensive line. So Wayne Gallman had a down week, but I get the feeling the Giants will be able to run the ball a lot more this week because I don't think they'll be as down as much as they were. So give me Wayne Gallman to run down the Dallas Cowboys' throats.
I like it. I think Gallman's gonna have a big game. Justin, who you
got? Give me Michael Gallup.
Oh, I thought that was gonna fall.
That was a great pick.
Give me Michael Gallup. Had a insane week last week. Now, it's been very hot or cold for some of these Dallas wide receivers. Andy Dalton, we talked about in the first half of the show, and he's been doing a good job of spreading the wealth. But on a game-by-game basis, most of the time, somebody's going to have a big game, and then the other two maybe have an average game or a below-average game. But because James Bradbury is largely going to be on Amari Cooper, give me Michael Gallup. He may break out, maybe have 3 catches for 50 yards and a couple big plays. And in this fantasy league, an 8-point fantasy day is a good day.
Is it? All right, I'm going Darius Slayton, which I will explain later.
Ooh.
Hint, hint. And then I'm going Zeke. I'm going Zeke for my my snake pick. I mean, you get the Dallas Cowboys starting running back in a game that will probably be close. It's just the smart money right there. I'm going to Ezekiel Elliott.
Great pick. Hope it's you, Justin.
Oh, it's me. Lovely. I hope Ezekiel only gets -5 points.
Me too. I lost, so I don't really care. I just want the Giants to win.
Give me Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard
I was hoping he'd snake back around, but
was not available the first game around, and he had a big day last week. Caught a touchdown pass, had a lot of catches, had 70 yards. Big fantasy day last week for Sterling Shepard. I hope he continues to be very relevant and think he could be a big factor this game. So give me Sterling Shepard. Odds are Golden Tate not playing. Odds are. So Sterling Shepard's going to be running out of the slot.
I would hate that if we don't have Golden Tate. I'm going to be honest. I didn't like Austin Mack. Didn't do me last week. That sounds wrong.
Dante Pettis.
Dante Pettis season.
Dante Pettis. I forgot he played well last week. I mean, Giants fans are going to riot if he doesn't play like the entire game. So we'll see what happens with that. My next pick, I'm going to have to go with CeeDee Lamb. I mean, like, how can you not go CeeDee Lamb? Okay. Yeah, how can you not go CeeDee Lamb? The guy is impressive. I mean, maybe Darnay Holmes will actually play this week. Is it bad that I didn't realize Darnay Holmes didn't play until I watched the Giants all 22? I was like, where's Darnay Holmes? Didn't realize that game was dreadful, but hopefully he'll be back this week. And then my next pick is going to be Evan Ingram, the tight end of the New York Giants. If he plays Sunday, it would be the first time in his NFL career he has played every single game.
Wow. Pro Bowler.
I got that tweet already lined up. I'm going to put that out now because I feel fancy. But he played 15 games in 2017. I don't know why.
You can't tweet it. You have to tweet it out on game day once we know he's playing.
Game day. If anyone steals the tweet, I will fight you. Anyone. I will fight you.
I'm going to tweet it out.
Yeah, I know you are. But I'm going to give Evan Ingram.
No, I won't tweet it out. I'm not.
Evan Ingram, please play well for us.
Pro Bowler. Hey, he had a touchdown the last game. I mean, he basically he almost had to receive. Remember, it was a should-be receiving touchdown.
Oh, is that stupid Cam Fleming illegal motion call?
He had two touchdowns. He had a rushing touchdown.
Yep.
Only one on the books because the rushing touchdown actually counted. My big hot take of 2019 was that Evan Ingram was going to have a touchdown, a rushing touchdown. And I was a year early. My next pick it has to be Amari Cooper, right? Number 1 wide receiver for Dallas. And I know the James Bradbury effect is real, but maybe there is a chance that Bradbury is going to be not following Cooper exclusively. So give me Amari Cooper at this point, number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, Amari Cooper. I mean, Bradbury did shut him down, but at this point, you got to take Amari Cooper. All right, next. So Danny went Wayne Gallman, and I think that's a really good first pick, even though he was number 3 on my big board. But you know who is going to get yards if Wayne Gallman doesn't get them? Alfred Morris, Alfredite Nation, baby, stand up. He averages more yards per carry than Wayne Gallman. People don't talk about. Like, here's something that bothers me when people are like, why don't they give Wayne Gallman the ball more? Why do they do this rotation? It's like, well, because it works. Alfred Morris is averaging more yards per carry. The rotation is literally working. So stick with the rotation. Maybe I'll get a touchdown out of it. I'm going Alfred Morris. And then I already lost this season, so I'm going big or going home. Dante Pettis season, man. I love this guy. He's fast. He wears number 13. He's going to be a beast. I can't wait to talk about him all offseason and of his potential. He's wide receiver depth. Dante Pettis season is in full effect. Did you guys see how I strategically posted the video of Dante Pettis making a catch, even though the nice Daniel Jones throw? So it'd be like, hey, I'm focusing on Dante Pettis. Everybody else can tweet it about like, wow, look at the throw by Daniel Jones. Freaking mind of a maniac, right?
You are.
Genius move. Absolute genius.
Genius move. You're just the smartest guy alive. Alfred Morris is a better backup running back than Wayne Gallman. Should we talk about that more?
Alfred Morris has done more for this team than
it's week 17. We're making the playoffs. We are a team. We are not turning guys against each other. Alfredite Nation, Gallmanite Nation. Let's work together.
Let's work together to build a better Los Angeles. George Lopez, if you watch that show. I have all Cowboy players right now, and I hate this. I genuinely hope I lose this week. Genuinely hope I lose. Because really, I'm not taking Lewis. Morris is gone. Slayton's gone. I'm not taking
Lolo.
No, I'm taking Dalton Schultz.
Come on, dude. You could. Toy Lolo hasn't been picked once this year.
He also has like 5 catches.
He ranks highly in Giants grades every week because he is run blocking. Just kidding. That's not true.
Danny, you can put you got the backup running back in Tony Pollard, which is big. Caden Smith. Maybe Caden Smith gets his first touchdown of the season. Maybe you give Levine Toilolo just so we can say, like, hey, dude, we put you in the fantasy draft. This could be history right here, Danny. Who is your possible last pick, but probably not because we're going to win of the 2020 season?
Man, there's a lot riding on this. Do I give Levine Toilolo the chance? I said I double-loaded, or do I go Tony Pollard, who will guarantee me points and possibly make this closer for when we go to the playoffs?
Levine Toilolo has a very beautiful wife who has more of a social media presence than he does.
I thought Levine would have done more for us this year. I'm going to have to take Tony Pollard.
Wow, what a bad guy move.
I'm going to take Tony Pollard.
What a bad guy.
I'm going to guarantee myself points. So when we go to the playoffs, Justin, I'm right behind you.
Okay, that's a long con. I can respect
if you gain
it.
20 points this week, which is, doable. You're down by 37. 20. You need a divisional round to get 20 points a week. It's not undoable.
I don't see nothing wrong with that. That all seems very much reasonable.
Week 4, I was down by 60 plus points in this, and I'm right now I'm 99 points down.
No, you win it every week.
So I've gotten better as the season went along. Like I got off to a slow start. I just set the record for most points.
You keep on trying to give yourself like little attaboys, and it's a very piss poor effort on your part. You look weak right now.
It's facts. It's facts. Facts. Faction Jackson. Fax Kellerman. Joe's McFly says that, and I think that's so funny. Fax Kellerman.
It's terrible on the radio.
What?
Big conversation today in New York. The New York talk radio crew that likes to listen to like 98.7 ESPN. The fact that ESPN in a 19-hour span has like 8 shows, and everybody only talks for 2 hours except Michael K.
Because they lost Le Batard.
Yes. So everybody's
People
talking
got mad.
about
Le Batard made a joke saying that he wasn't Cuban, and that his dad wasn't Cuban, who's like so obviously Hispanic. That he's actually Doug from Des Moines, and people were like, these dudes, like, it was clearly joking. People got so mad at them.
Is that why they're being replaced? Like that one thing?
No, they were leaving already, but this was just like, I don't know.
They're putting.
I don't even know what they're doing next. Honestly, I've watched Le Batard on TV. I tried tuning into his radio show once, and I just couldn't get into it. It seems like one of those jokes where it's like it's just shows where it's a lot of inside jokes, and you got to be in.
Yeah.
And I just didn't feel like I wasn't gonna dedicate that time to be in on the Dan Le Batard show.
Yeah, they're putting.
I think he's kind of annoying sometimes too, to be honest.
Canty, Rothenberg, and somebody else. I'm forgetting. Who? Stugatz? They're putting Stugatz on with them.
Oh, never mind. No, Stugatz is with Dan Le Batard.
Yeah, no. They're doing Rothenberg, Canty, and somebody else.
Who is Rothenberg? I see him on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, Dave Rothenberg. He's a big, huge Giants fan. That's actually somebody that I would like to connect with eventually. Huge Giants fan. He's the biggest Giants guy on ESPN. His ESPN is it's a Jets station. ESPN 98.7 is a Jets station, but I like the radio hosts that are on ESPN more than WFAN. But WFAN is obviously a Giants station since that's the flagship station. So Rothenberg and Canty, both of those guys together, obviously Chris Canty, so they can talk about the Giants. So they have the 5 to 8 a.m. slot, and I like that for them. I drive into work, so I'll be able to listen to them instead of the national telecast that they have that replaced Golick, Mike and Mike. They're terrible. Kerryon Johnson's not fun.
Kerryon Johnson's on the radio?
From like 8 to 10 a.m. He hosts like a national radio show.
When are people gonna realize that athletes aren't entertaining? All right, let's move on. We need to focus on the playoffs, guys. All right, Giant factors. Danny, who is your Giant factor for the Week 17 versus the Dallas Cowboys?
The bad boys are coming. But my Giants factor this week, it's going to be Kyler Fackrell. I've already chosen him once this year, but the Giants need to get a pass rush going on the Dallas Cowboys. Last week, their right tackle, Terrence Steele, was abused by, I believe, Brandon Graham. I'm not comparing Kyler Fackrell to Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham is a much better player than Kyler Fackrell. But last week, Terrence Steele gave up like 6 pressures, and he was just getting pushed back by Brandon Graham all game. He was manhandling him. Kyler Fackrell and Jabal Shear as well need to develop a pass rush on Andy Dalton and make him uncomfortable in the pocket. I don't know what it's going to take to make that pass rush possible. I know they're not going to put him on Kyler Fackrell and Terrence Steele all game, but get something going against Andy Dalton, make him uncomfortable in the pocket. So that's why Kyler Fackrell coming off injury. We need him because we don't have many good edge rushers as it is already. So Kyler Fackrell, you're my Giants factor. I'm breaking rules one more time. Also, Jason Garrett, please grow a pair, dig deep into your playbook, and make this game something. This is your last shot probably as the Giants offensive coordinator to make an impression on possibly your future boss. So Jason Garrett, grow a pair. Be a man, call a great game, and Kyler Fackrell, you are my Giants factor. Now I'm going to have to run and grab a charger for my laptop so you two continue with your Giants factor.
Yeah, I mean, Fackrell, Justin, we'll talk while Dan's gone. I mean, how big of an impact do you think Fackrell being back is?
I think it's huge. I think it probably makes more of an impact in the running game than it probably makes more of an impact in the running game, but also a significant impact in terms of getting to the quarterback. Because that is actually a guy that you can have that you feel comfortable getting at the quarterback, and you can kind of just leave him one-on-one and feel confident that he can at least do that adequately well. But especially in the running game and the guy that can set the edge, I think it's huge.
Yeah, that face shield was getting on my nerves. It was getting too hot. Yeah, man, I think he's going to be a big deal. All right, Justin, who is your Giant factor for Week 17? Sorry, I'm looking at Danny in the background right now.
Wait, Danny, unfortunately, because we're on speaker mode, not everybody could see you walking back. What kind of shorts do you have on? Are they like island themed shorts?
Yeah,
baggies?
Theme, baby. Look at these things. Woo!
Oh my gosh, you're so pale. Please take that off the screen.
Bro, there's no sun anymore. It disappeared.
Talking Giants after dark. We just got got a good shot of Danny's legs. Hope you enjoyed that if you love Danny. For whoever this guy...
They wanted more Danny. They got it.
They wanted more Danny, and they certainly got it. My Giant factor for this week is Jabril Peppers. Jabril Peppers needs to be a dude. Needs to be a guy. Jabril Peppers, he has the most pass deflections out of any year in his career this year. He has more sacks than any year in his career this year. He needs to be a dude that is flying around the football field, that is making plays. I want Graham to send him on blitzes, get to the quarterback. Dalton is not a little hamster like Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray. Get Andy Dalton on the ground. Send the elaborate blitz packages. Disguise things for Andy Dalton. Confuse him. So send Jabril Peppers on the blitz. Pass breakups deep down the field. Be a playmaker. Be a Giant factor.
Yeah, for sure. Peppers, man, my guy. Like you said, he's been kind of quiet the past couple of weeks, man. Like you said, be a playmaker. That's what you're on this team to do, is make plays. I know he's been put in some different roles, but yeah, make plays this week, Jabril Peppers. No excuses this week. My Giant factor is a guy who, in the first 8 games of the year, Justin, Danny, he had 32 catches, 485 yards, 3 touchdowns. 57% catch rate. Pretty good second-year campaign. Pretty good. You know, we all knew he wasn't number one, but pretty good. In the last 7 games, he's had 16 catches, 244 yards, no touchdowns, and a 44% catch rate. But this is a Dallas defense, like we said, that is susceptible to big plays, that can be attacked over the middle on dig routes and on different types of plays. Darius Slayton, man, we need you this week. We can't just rely on Sterling Shepard and getting some tight passes in the Dante Mack and Evan Ingram. We need you for the big plays. And you were part of that in Dallas. I know one was called back, but you had some big plays in that game, Darius Slayton. This is a game, man, going into the playoffs. Just like I was talking about with Daniel Jones yesterday or earlier in the show. Finish your season off strong. Finish year 2 off strong. Leave a good taste in our mouth on year 2. Because people are down on you right now, man. I'm not one of these people saying, oh, he's a number 3, he's a number 4. But remind us why we like you. Remind us, because we haven't been reminded why we like you in a while, Darius. You've had some drops. You've had some big drops. Going back to Cincinnati. Remind us why we like what you do, and remind us of that connection you had with Daniel Jones rookie year. Where that was a connection. Those guys had a connection. Remind us, Darius Slayton, be a Giant factor.
I mean, that's big because, Bobby, we even talked about this week, if we're going to be bringing in 2 wide receivers this offseason that we would substantially want to get a decent amount of playing time, would we want Sterling Shepard or Darius Slayton snap share to be cut down? we've been asking these questions. And I think in 2019, if we said at the end of 2019 or the beginning of 2020 that by the start of 2021, Darius Slayton would be like a fourth string guy, I think we would say that you're crazy. But honestly, that's not crazy for the drops that he's had. Obviously, we don't know the extent of an injury, but finishing 2020 off on a high note and finishing off with the good game against Dallas when he made some good plays first time around, that would do a lot for our confidence for him heading into next year.
For sure. Speaking of confidence, I won quick picks this year, guys. We're only doing 6 games this week because of we just wanted to do playoff implication games. I'm in first place at 80-48. I went 7-2 last week. Justin, you went 3-6 last week. You're at 69-59.
Tough.
And then Danny, you went 7-2. The listeners went 2-7. So you guys right now are tied for second place at 72-56. And if there's, if it gets real crazy, Justin, you can compete for second place. So I mean, I've wrapped up the win, but I'm very humble. Yes, am I an awesome picker? Do I understand the NFL at a deeper rate than most people and realize different matchups? Yeah, I do. But that's not what we're here. I want to see Danny. I want to see you take over second place. This week the guest picker is Tim Coffey. Now, if Tim Coffey wins second place and plays really good, he's never going to let us hear the end of it. So we got to make sure that it doesn't happen. So I hope most of it. Well, actually, I don't know, but I just hope he doesn't have a good week because I know
I'm
Tim
rooting
Coffey.
for Tim.
He'll never let us hear the end of it.
I'm rooting for myself.
In the first game, he's going Dolphins. We got Dolphins at Bills. Ryan Fitzpatrick won't be there because of COVID. So it's Tua. You got to step up. I know the Dolphins have more to play for, but I'm going the Bills, man. The Bills are a really good team, and I think they'll relish in possibly knocking out the Dolphins. Justin?
Bills. I want to hear Danny's line one more time.
Is he going to do it?
Look at me, camera.
He's got on a Dolphins shirt.
Zoom in. I do have on a Dolphins shirt, but the Bills are playing for second place in the AFC. They want to host 2 playoff games. Look at me. Nobody, and I mean nobody, circles the wagons like them Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills. All right, we got Ravens at Bengals. I just put this in because the Ravens need to win, and we only had 5 other games. Are we all going Ravens? The listeners went Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, I just put that in there because it is playoff implications. So right now we have the Dolphins out. I don't know. We'll see. Now, this is another one. Pittsburgh at the Browns. Now, Big Ben's not going to be starting. Mason Rudolph's going to be starting. But the Browns have some COVID issues. And, I don't know how much it's going to affect them for this game. But they just coming off a loss to the Jets. Tim Coffey's going with the Browns. But I got to agree with him here, guys. I'm going the Browns. I think the Browns are going to win this game. Danny.
Man, you know what? Because the COVID one, who knows if the Browns can even play Sunday. So I'm going to go the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mason Rudolph's got something to prove. Actually, wait, no. Hang on.
Oh,
they're benching TJ Watt, aren't they?
I don't know. You already picked the Steelers, though. You
screw it. Yeah, give me the Steelers.
Listeners.
Give me the Steelers.
All right, you're going up against the listeners. Justin.
Browns. Cleveland.
It would be so funny that Cleveland hasn't made the playoffs in 20 years, and they had 2 10-win seasons where it wasn't enough to get into the playoffs. Like, I'm really rooting against them.
Yeah, if Cleveland did that, they might lose their mind if they don't get to the playoffs with 10 wins.
I just need it. I need it. All right, next we got Cardinals at Rams. No Jared Goff. I can't even remember the guy's name. It's like John Walford or something, the guy that's starting. He lost out a funny John Walford fact. He lost out in a starting job battle at Vanderbilt to Kendall Hinton, who was the wide receiver who played quarterback for the Broncos in their COVID week.
I thought they were saying John Wall at first half the time. I'm like, wait, the guy's name's John Wall. Yeah, I mean the Rams. I don't know. How is this guy going to carry them? Someone said that Rams need to find their next C.J. Anderson immediately.
What's the guy's name?
Win the game. Who?
The quarterback for the Rams.
It's John Walford. You're right. I just thought they were saying.
Okay.
I thought they were saying John Wall at first, and I was really confused.
Point guard for the Washington Wizards.
No, the point guard for the Houston Rockets.
I'm a little behind now. Yeah, a little behind.
But yeah, Arizona wins. Obviously, Rams, and they don't have Cooper Kupp either. Get out of here.
Oh, they don't have Cooper Kupp either.
I don't believe.
You're going with Cardinals.
Yes.
Listeners went Rams. Okay.
I would also agree with going with the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, if the Rams were fully healthy, I probably would have picked them. But sorry, Wake Forest, not Vanderbilt. Kyle
Oh
Shurmur
my
was
God. I mean, similar colors.
I thought you said you knew football.
I always get Vandy and Wake Forest mixed up.
Similar colors, gold and black.
Didn't Wake Forest just lose the Mayo Bowl to Wisconsin?
I love mayonnaise. Big mayo fan.
Mayo's a great condiment.
Light mayo.
Well, yeah,
All right.
light mayo, of course.
I'm going Cardinals too. Packers at Bears. Listeners are going Packers. Listen, I've been on the train all year. I got off of it, but I'm back on it. The Bears are going to be in the playoffs. The Bears are going to be in the playoffs, and they are not going to be an easy out either. Their offense has been clicking. They got more to play for. Bear down. I'm going Bears. Justin, who do you got?
How come the Vikings aren't on the list this week?
Because they're not
trash.
What?
They're not in the playoff one because they lost last week.
They deserve it. Kirk Cousins had a great year. Packers.
Yeah, I'm going for the Packers because they're still playing for the number 1 seed. So give me the Green Bayest of Packers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure let me go. NFC standings.
They don't because the Seahawks won last week. This week is for the NFC, the number 1 seed.
So I'm on an island with the Bears.
Trubisky wins. Do you think they give him a contract, a 1-year deal?
No.
No?
A 1-year deal? Yes, they'll give him a 1-year deal. Because who else are they going to bring in?
Someone's going to give Trubisky a 3-4 year deal.
Well,
Watch.
yeah, not 3-4 year, not now, obviously.
Somebody's going to.
No,
New York Jets.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to do that. But he could use a change of scenery too. Even though he's still going to suck. Washington at Eagles. Listeners are going Eagles. I mean, it's kind of we all have to go Eagles, right?
Correct.
But see, can we do a caveat? No, because the Giants are going to win. No, that'd be silly. No, there won't be no need to change up who wins. Yes, the Eagles, please. Wait, Justin, wait. Aren't you saying you're like a jinx? And
No. Did we need? Who do we need to win last week? The Cowboys?
Yeah.
Who did I pick last week?
You picked the Eagles last week.
Should I pick Washington this week because I have to do the same thing? I have to pick the opposite team. I been the worst.
I don't believe in jinxes. I hate jinxes, but when it comes to our fate, I'm kind of like maybe you should do it.
All right, fine. Washington.
Bro, I got an iced coffee for 4 weeks straight just because the Giants were winning.
All right, Washington will win. Put me down for Washington.
Justin or Danny, what is your prediction for Giants hosting the Dallas Cowboys?
New York Giants, they can't control their fate, but they can control heading into Sunday night with a win. The New York Giants will win. They will defeat the Dallas Cowboys in their home stadium and send Jerry Jones home sad as he is up there. The New York Giants will win. They're not going to score 30 points because they're not allowed to. That's not how they operate under Jason Garrett. The Giants, 23. The Dallas Cowboys, I'm going 22 because for some reason the games always feel close at MetLife Stadium the past few years.
Justin,
I'm gonna go Giants 27, Dallas 24 on a Graham Gano last second field goal. I would like to kind of be a little anxious a little bit.
That image in my head just makes me so happy.
Graham Gano last second field goal, and we all capture our reactions, and I would like it. I would like that to happen.
I have a hot take. The Giants will attempt that fake field goal again against Dallas this week. They're going to get revenge on him.
Cam Fleming will be set.
He's set this time.
I want to win so bad. I want to win. Just saying that got the emotions out of me. I want to win so bad. I want the playoffs so freaking bad. I cannot wait for the Sunday. I can't. If you're listening to this on Sunday, what you're feeling right now, I can't wait for that feeling. I cannot wait to wake up on Sunday with play. I mean, this is playoff football. This is playoff football we're in right here, boys and girls. This is playoff football. And big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. Let's win this freaking game, man. Adapt or die. Adapt or die. Yeah, has this season went, perfectly? No. But we got ourselves a shot, man. We got ourselves a chance. Take care of what you need to do, New York Giants. Take care of it. Get behind this team. F a draft pick, man. F a draft pick. Who gives a damn about a draft pick? Screw a draft pick. I don't play to draft. You know, Mr. Brownstone says, we play to win. We don't play to draft. We play to win the game. And the Giants are going to win. And they're going to be in the playoffs because the Eagles are going to win. Giants 77, Cowboys 0. And the Giants will be the 2020 NFC East champions, hosting a playoff game versus the Bucs, who they'll beat, who they'll face in the second round, they'll beat, who they'll beat in the championship round. This team, there's something special about it. Giants 77, Cowboys 0. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the support this season, but the season is not over. We appreciate you guys. See you on the next episode. Until then, Victory Monday podcast coming soon. Let's go Big Blue.